Hello everybody and welcome to Green Star Trading with me, Tom. All views, opinions and ideas expressed in this video are my own and do not constitute financial or trading advice in any way. Right, for the next few minutes we're going to be looking at gold, and we're going to start with our Elliott wave count and then wrap things up at the end of the video with some basic technical analysis. So, here we are on the day time frame in arithmetic scale, and what do we see? Well, this is a bullish count, saying that we've completed the primary wave 4 after many months of correction. And we're now free to move up into a fifth primary wave. Brilliant. So we're expecting this fifth primary wave to take us beyond the primary 3, which was around 2000. And once we clear or get up to those levels at 2000, and we've seen how the wave structure up to here is developed, then we can project our possible targets of the 61.8% of 1 and 3 from the 4 and the wave 1 projected from the 4 and see which one looks like it's going to fit best. So, but that's not what before we get ahead of ourselves, we've got to get out of this channel and we've got to make some progress. So that's all about how we've come off the lows here, and there's two ways we've done it. Either we've come down in a WXY into a 4 like this. This is our bullish count. We've bottomed in a truncation, so we've gone A, B, C for our third wave into our Y. We've come down in A, 5 waves, 3 waves B, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a truncation, completing ever so slightly before the third wave completed. Not ideal, but this is just one of the options. We'll look at the other one in a moment. And since then, I think we've got pretty clear impulsive behaviour coming off the low. Now, it is possible that we have just put in another 3-wave move to the top of the channel, but the way it counts to me so far is bullish. So let me just show you what I mean. So we've come down to the 2-hourly time frame here, and I think I can see 5 waves up, 5 waves. Sorry, let's use this tool. 5 waves. What's going on here then? Oh, it's still making me do the impulse wave I clicked on. There we go, clear that out of the way. So we get an initial move up off of the low here. So 3, 4, 5, and then we go 1, A, B, C into a 2. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here into what I have to say is another 1. So we've gone 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason I'm not saying this is a 3 is because we overlap the top of the 1 here. So I think we've gone 1, 2, 1, 2. You can see even on the smaller time frame within this minuet wave, we can see another subdivision of 3 waves in the third wave, which we like to see. And we've got an A, B, C expanding flat to the 4, and then 5 waves up into the 5 of the 1. And then, excuse me, still got a little bit of a cough at the moment, but feeling a lot better. Now from there, we've come up in another 1, 2, and what I think now is a 3, 4. So we should see one more push up. And if this count is correct, which is very tricky because we've just come off of those, we're in a fifth primary wave, and we're not going to really know where we are exactly in this impulsive move until we put in a wave of greater degree, preferably an intermediate wave 1. Where we get 5 completed waves, but at the moment I'm saying that we've gone wave 1, wave 2, then we've gone into an extension in the 3, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that, 4, then 5, and that will give us our intermediate 1. Hopefully it will get us out of this channel clearly within the next few weeks, and we'll get an impulse wave completed out of the channel. Now wherever we complete this initial move off of the low, then we're looking, after that's done, wherever we get to, maybe testing previous highs, we're looking for a 3-wave move back into a 2, and then be a buyer and off you go. Now, excuse me, I have been a long-term accumulator of gold and silver for many years, so for me I've been accumulating throughout this correction and prior ones and since the lows in 2016 and a little bit before. But if you're looking to trade this, there's nothing really clear to trade here at the moment, to be absolutely honest. Because we've got this overlapping activity, we have to assume that we are in some kind of extension, and therefore this has to play out in its move up until we get into some kind of completed impulse wave, and then you can get a corrective move to trade and to get in on the retracement. And of course this is not financial or trading advice, it's always just what I'd be waiting for. Now we have snagged near the top of this downward trend channel. So we do need to keep an eye on this. And we do need to see if we do get a reaction and a pop through it, would be very positive. If we break down violently and take out all these previous levels, then we're going to have to come back and rethink this impulsive move off the low. So on that note, we're just going to nip over and have a look at an alternative way of getting off the low here. Now, it's basically the same count, except I'm saying that the intermediate one already is in. And what we actually did was a 1, and then we did a very weird move into a 2, which was just above where the 1 began, so it was valid. So we went 1, 2, and we're already in an intermediate 3, hence why we're getting this extension of 1, 2, 1, 2. So then we would have 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, wherever that finished. Now, I don't prefer this one, I prefer the other one, because there doesn't seem to be anywhere near enough room if we put an intermediate 1, 2 here to get an intermediate 3, 4 and 5 above the previous all-time high, back here at 2075. I guess it only just has to clear the 3 technically to be a 5, but I would expect to see a bigger move up. So this is my preferred count for the moment, that we got a truncation. We came down in 3, 4, 5 of the C, of the Y, of the 4, and now we're importing out. So really we just want to see a move out of this channel, a convincing move out of this channel. We want to get some kind of completed impulse wave that we can count, and then we want to get some kind of nice deep retracement, and then we can get moving again. Now if we do break out of this channel and we do get a completed impulse wave, it's likely that the test for the wave 2 might well come back to test it, to back test the channel before moving on. That's quite common. So we'll keep an eye on that going forward. Now just a quick note on a very rough idea. Like I said, just in case this breaks down and starts to cancel all of this out, and we do get some kind of violent move and we can't make a completed impulse wave, which is the thing we're going to have to keep an eye on. If we can't get it to complete in 5 waves up here, and then we have a very significant breakdown, then we're going to have to consider this as a possibility. Now this is a naked chart and very, very rough at the moment, but it's the idea that we're doing something quite uncommon, quite rare, which is a triple combination of a series of 3 wave structures. Now as you can see, counting the 3 wave here is difficult, so maybe we'd have to do this, which is a little funky, a little weird. Or maybe you could say that that was a truncation and this is a 1, 2, 3 wave structure like that, and then we're about to do another 3 wave structure down. But like I said, at the moment I think all of this move off the low looks impulsive. It looks like 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, well not quite 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, looking for a 5th. So this looks impulsive to me, so this gives me confidence that we're coming off the lows and we're coming off impulsively. And we've had a significant correction. We've been at it for quite a long time now. If we bottomed in that truncation, the bottom isn't here, it's over here. And now that's 235 days of correction. That's not too bad. So to have an impulse out of here now is to be expected, and that seems to be what it counts. This is just a rough idea in case it were to break down violently and suddenly and unexpectedly. We'd have to come back and consider this as an option. We always have to have some kind of backup idea, no matter how confident we might be. Okay, or at least I think we should. So that's the Elliott wave for gold. So let's come back out to the weekly time frame now and do some quick basic analysis to wrap up the video. And we are going to hide our Elliott wave count now. We're going to bring up our 10 exponential moving average in yellow, our 20 in blue, our 60 in orange, and our 250 in green. We're also going to bring up our RSI set to a 10 close with a green 30 level for oversold and a red 70 level for overbought, and also our MACD with a 10 for the short term moving average in blue and a 20 for the long term moving average in orange. We're also going to bring back our volume profile, which for some reason I've gotten rid of. Bear with me one moment. Only visible once you come into a certain range. Yes, there it is. Alright, so on the weekly time frame, having fallen for many months through the 10, through the 20 exponential moving average, bringing the 10 below the 60 on the weekly time frame, we have thrust quite aggressively back above the 60, back above the 10, back above the 20, turning the 20 around to the upside before it crossed over the 60. No crossover the 60 with the price below it. Thankfully that was avoided, that would have been quite bearish, and we seem to be pushing now for the upside. So we want to stay, now that we've come back and tested this 60-week moving average, as you can see, the orange line here, we've come up to the 20, tested the 60 and the 10 for support, and had a big bullish candle last week, very bullish. Doji candle so far for the moment this week, very little going on, very indecisive. We'll have to see how this candle plays out by close on Friday. Like I said, do we see a pop out of a channel or do we see a breakdown? Hopefully we get that pop out and we can remain with our bullish count. So yeah, that's a positive sign that we've turned ourselves around before the 60 exponential, before we got that death cross. We turned ourselves around before we got a death cross on a weekly time frame, so that's a positive. We found support around the point of control here, the big volume node here. We've got a couple of like divots in the volume profile here that we've been working our way through. Quite a lot of activity above us, but I think once we get into this and out of that channel, all we need to do is back test that prior move and we can be on our way. So it's all about observing the count in the meantime. RSI has us going from overbought into oversold officially, below the 30. I like to see that. So from overbought to oversold and out. Nice correction complete, assuming that's the case. Same with the MACD. We spent a long time under the long-term moving average. Blue crossing through and under the orange. Big period of bearish activity, couple of bearish waves in here. Now we've had the short-term moving average cross over the long-term moving average, a bullish cross, some green bars appearing on the histogram back above the zero bound. That's all positive as well. Okay, so now the question is, are we going to get an acceleration? We want to really see volume come in, and we want to see an acceleration in momentum here, some brighter green bars and a push up into overbought conditions or near overbought conditions to complete that initial impulse wave would be reassuring. Yeah, because just like when you're back here, you see how we've got a bullish trend from oversold back here in 2018, and we come up into oversold, down, up into oversold, down, up into oversold, down. We want to get that kind of same wave structure going on again. Now, it might not be as aggressive because we're saying this was the primary wave 3 up here where we expect to see the peak of momentum, and this is the wave 5. So we would like to, it would be very positive to see bullish momentum supporting a wave 5, but we have to also be prepared for the fact that we might not revisit the highs or get to quite so overbought conditions in the RSI again, having probably seen the peak of the momentum. But support support from momentum is a positive. So all in all, looking good for the moment. Daily time frame, what have we got? On the daily time frame, we came all the way down below the 250 exponential moving average, which was tested for major support here, tested for support here, and failed. We came up, snagged around it as we were bringing the 10 and the 20 exponential moving average back above the 60 daily, which is now pointing up to the upside, and the 60 is now pointing up, ready to cross back over the 250, which is also now starting to point up. All moving averages returning to the upside. If we get a continuation of momentum here and can keep these moving averages above the major 250 with the price above, regardless of how we correct in the short term, if we come down into this to test it and then get moving again, if we can get that move out of that channel, keep all these moving averages positive, then that's a very good sign. We have come straight to a point of control on the daily time frame, to the tick here at the moment, this yellow dashed line. It depends how much of a chart you're looking at. Let's just move the chart back a little bit and see if anything changes. So let's get the whole correction in from the top then and see if anything changes. Note that is a major node of volume that we snagged at right here. So we've got a war, we've got a little bit of a mini war going on between the buyers and the sellers here in the profile. This is the peak of the buy-sell volume and our point of control right at the edge of that channel. So this is a significant point that we're at, and we will either get that breakdown, which challenges our bullish interpretation, or we will get that pop-up, which confirms it. So there we go. We probably will know all of this hopefully by next week when we come to visit gold again. Right, we have gone from oversold to overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought again. So we do have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move in the RSI here. Not quite sure we can call that a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I prefer the count of the 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, for the moment, bullish signs, but we have to be a little wary. We're right at this point of control. We've always got to be a little on guard as we come off the lows, because we come off the lows here, 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 and now here. So the prevailing trend has been down, and for the moment, until we take out this high, all the way back here, then the prevailing trend is still down. We have to acknowledge that. But of course, the prevailing trend is down for a while, even after you've bottomed, because you've got to come up and clear the highs. So 1959. So let's put a marker up here. Price label. I said confidence above this level. That's because I was referring to this high back here. But really, we can say, let's be extra cautious then, and say confidence above this level at 1966. Still seems like a long way away. First thing to do is get out of this channel and backtest it. That would give me confidence. Once we clear the highs, then I think we're clearly on our way. If we haven't already put in a 1 and a 2 retracement by then, I would be surprised. I'd expect it to come in before then. So, alright then guys, that's gold. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, smash the like, leave us a comment in the comment section below if you want to. Hit the bell notification excuse me, hit the bell notification icon to remain informed of future video releases. Having problems talking today, haven't had enough coffee yet, must correct that. Thank you again also to my Patreon subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you're interested in seeing what you can get at the Patreon, there's several really good benefits and exclusive content if you become a Patreon. 3 different tiers for you to have a look at. There's a link in the description box below to my Patreons for you to go and have a look at if you're interested. Also, a link to my Twitter feed in the description. If you're not following me yet, go over and do so. And that's it guys. Take care, and I'll be back with you later in the week. Bye bye.